Hey guys, welcome to Ultimate Survival Tips. I'm David. It's good to be back with you as we get into episode 4 of our Survival Quick Tips series. In episodes 1 through 3, we shared with you 10 ways to prevent a life-threatening event, how to weather an extended grid down event of 15 days or more, and how to bug out safely. But today we're going to discuss something really important. It's how to prepare for and get out of a sudden, dangerous situation like an active shooter event, unexpected natural disaster, spontaneous civil unrest, or unexpected threats to your life such as an abduction, home invasion, or a robbery. And before we're all done, we'll share with you the fastest, easiest way to plug your emergency and disaster preparedness gaps, all in less time than it takes to watch 2 movies on Netflix. Now before we get into today's training session, make sure to smash that like button and click the little bell icon so you get notified when we post every video in this important weekly series. All right, let's jump into episode 4 of Survival Quick Tips. Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Survival Quick Tips, which is part of the Tiny Survival Guide learning system and our full Tiny Survival Masterclass online training.
What we're going to be doing in this segment is where David and I will take a few minutes to break down a vital emergency preparedness or survival topic found in the Tiny Survival Guide. And along the way, we'll be sharing some action steps that you can put into practice today.
Today, we'll be referencing section D in the Tiny Survival Guide called Danger Zone. And we're going to be discussing situational awareness, conflict avoidance, and how to get yourself out of a dangerous situation alive.
Become physical, removing yourself from that situation. Don't let ego drive you forward when it could cause more problems. There's several things that are at the root of physical altercation. One of those is what I refer to as ego-based assault. That's where your ego gets in the way and is driving you. You can stop most of those by controlling your own ego. And the next one would be predator-based. That's where people's is having someone that is a predator. Think of it as a man that is surveilling a woman and wants to bring physical harm or steal something or rape or something of that nature. That's a predator. That could be someone that you've harmed at work, whether you've purposely done it or not purposely done it, and they want to bring harm to you, or they like what you've got and they want to take it from you. That's a predator that is out there, that is prowling, knowing that you are the target and you do not realize that you are the target. You can avoid most of those situations with awareness and paying attention to your surroundings. And then the third one is a different physical assault, which is assassination. And there's really not much you can do for it. If somebody's going to assassinate you, quite frankly, there's nothing you can do. If they've pinpointed you or going to assassinate you with a car or a firearm or any number of different things, there's not a lot you can do in that particular situation. So to avoid most situations where physical altercation could be an issue, avoidance and awareness is the key. Now, let's break those down a little bit further. The big thing for situational awareness are obstacles. What are the obstacles to having good situational awareness? The first one would be focus lock. Focus lock is where instead of actually looking at what's going on around you, you actually are focused in on something right in front of you. This could obviously be a cell phone. This could be where you're looking at the car that's directly in front of you in a situation where you're stuck in traffic and you're not paying attention to what's going on around you in your mirrors. So you're not seeing what's happening in front of the car that's in front of your car that's in front of you. And that is something that you must do. You must literally constantly pay attention to your surroundings and not get focus locked. The other one that I'm a big fan of is what I call baseline versus disturbance. Every situation, every group of people, every environment has a baseline of activity and things that are going on in it. Whether that is the leaf litter on the bottom of a forest floor, that's baseline and how it looks on most situations, or whether that's a crowd at a music concert. They all have a certain behavior and they thump, they move, they jive, whatever you want to call it, to a certain beat. And anybody that stands out from that beat, any sort of thing that stands out from the baseline of the forest litter, for example, is disturbance. Whenever we see disturbance, that doesn't mean that we run. Protests more often than not are not peaceful anymore. Without going into too much detail, I've been paid to be an undercover person in some of these peaceful protests. And I'm just telling you, you do not want to go there. You do not want to go there. So no matter what your normal behavior is, if you drive through those areas, then you want to completely find another route and go completely away from them, go somewhere else and find alternate routes to work or what have you. If you have to, you must go through an area like that, meaning, hey, they typically protest at 8 o'clock.
Situation alive. So if you want to hear Craig's response and you want an accelerated online training course that will take you systematically through the vital mindset, skills, tactics, and gear you need to survive almost any emergency, crisis, or disaster, click the link below or check out tinysurvivalmasterclass.com now.
All right, everybody, don't forget to subscribe wherever you are seeing and or hearing this. We really appreciate the support and that you're doing that for these survival quick tips. We're always at your service here, trying to do everything we can to help you. So thank you for listening in. Thank you for watching. If you don't care, please like, leave a comment, and share this content with others that you care about. That way you can help them be better prepared. And guess what? It's free, freebie, free, nada. It costs zero to be able to do that. And that helps us, that helps you, that helps the people that you care for. And we really appreciate the fact that you do that. So with that said, I think that's it. Until next time, keep it simple, stay positive, and be sharp.
For your convenience, I've placed links to everything mentioned in the video description. Make sure you smash that like button and click the bell icon to get notified when we post new survival and preparedness content. To support this channel and encourage us to continue to create new videos and sweet, innovative new gear, go check out our new line of MSK1 knives and EDC gear over 5-star rated podcast, The Survival Show, on all major podcast platforms.